ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey, if you enjoy my video, please be sure to subscribe, because subscribing is free. Just like how this video is free. Help me out. Yes, I'm guilt tripping you. That is all. Why should you learn HTML? In today's age, people spend way too much time on the internet, myself included unfortunately. Knowing how to create, or otherwise manage a website isn't a bad thing to know. Heck, add it to your resume. It really can't hurt. Even if you're not interested in web development as a career, almost every business has some sort of online presence. Knowing how to manage that online presence could convince a potential employer to hire you over somebody else. So why not? HTML is an acronym for Hypertext Markup Language. The general idea is that certain types of tags, also known as markup, is used to convey to a web browser how some content should be displayed. Usually tags are in pairs, with some content sandwiched between them. Header tags are typically used for titles. C tags are used for paragraphs of text. A tags are used for hyperlinks. HTML adds structure to a web page. If we were building a house, you could say that HTML is the foundation, the skeletal structure to support all content on a website. Then there's CSS. CSS means cascading style sheets. It's a language that adds style to a web page. In our house analogy, CSS would be equivalent to the decorations, design, and colors of the interior. To begin working with HTML and CSS, you'll need a modern web browser. You can use Google Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge, Safari, those are all fine. You'll also need a text editor as well, such as VS Code. It's free software that functions as a workbench for us to write code. In this next part, I'll show you how you can download and install VS Code. You download code.visualstudio.com. Whatever system you're using, download that version. I'm running Windows, I will download the Windows version. We'll open it when it's done. Accept the agreement. Yes, I did read it that fast. Next. Next. I'll create a desktop icon. Next. Install. Launch Visual Studio Code and finish. We need a folder to hold all of the documents related to our website. Go to Open Folder. I'll place this folder on my desktop. New, Folder. I'll name this folder Website. Select Folder. There we go. We are now within our website folder. I'm going to create a new file. I will name this file index.html. Whatever your homepage is going to be, I would recommend naming it index.html. Most servers return the index file as the homepage, so it would be good practice for us to name the homepage index. Now what we're going to do is install the live server extension. Go to Extensions, look up Live Server, and install. Basically what this does is that when you update your HTML file, if you have a web browser open, it's going to update automatically. It'll save you some time. Alright everybody, now what we're going to do is fill in our HTML file. At the top, what we'll do is add a set of equal brackets and type this, exclamation point, dot, type, HTML. This is a declaration that this document is an HTML5 document, which is the most recent version. We'll create a pure HTML tag. We'll need an opening HTML tag and an ending HTML tag. You can tell that this is an ending tag because most tags are in groups of pairs. That's if there's typically content between them. This pair of HTML tags represents the root element of an HTML tag.
Galuman din po tayo.
The head element contains information about your web page, such as a title. Let's add a title to our web page. Title, and a closing tag. My first website. Now what we'll do, right-click on your HTML file.
Landi nyo, mga tanga.
Live server. The title says My First Website. Just to make this easier on us, I'm going to place our web page side by side with VS Code. When we save any changes, we can see that update icon. Our head element contains information about your web page, whereas at the bottom, let's add a pair of body tags after the pair of head tags. The body element contains visible content in your web page. Between our body tags, let's add a pair of H1 header tags. H1 defines a large heading. I'll add some text. This is an H1 heading. I'm going to
Mga
save.
tanga po ito.
That should update my
Lalandi.
HTML document automatically. This is an H1 heading. Let's try H2. Add a pair of H2 header tags. This is an H2 heading. Let's do H3. H3.
Ina, lumabas na yung araw.
H3 heading. H4.
Tapat pa sa akin.
This is an H4 heading. Then we have H5. This is an H5 heading. Typically, header tags are used for titles or other large text. Let's discuss paragraph tags. You can place that within a pair of key tags.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battle. Smash them. All troops deployed.
Tab. This will create some garbage text for you. I think it's supposed to be double Latin. If I were to paragraphs are separated with a line break. Otherwise, if you do need a line break, you can type ER, meaning line break. So this is a self-closing tag. Pairs of tags usually have some sort of content between them. With a line break,
Blood.
so add as many line breaks as you need, wherever you need them. So that's a line break. There's also horizontal rule, which is HR. That would add a horizontal line across the page. That might look pretty good after a title. Paragraph tags don't care about any spaces or medians. I'm going to put all of this on separate lines, just so it's more legible. So when I save, nothing appears to happen. Nothing appears to change. You could always change your paragraph text to PRE, meaning pre-formatted, as in pre-formatted text. It's up to you if you prefer the P tags or the pre tags.
Hindi mag-work po kung ano.
Use that most for yourself or for other developers. You will type exclamation point. Right angle bracket. Nothing appears to happen. Comments are used for yourself or for other developers that are looking over this document. Well, at this time, let's go over an exercise, just so that we have a solid foundation and really remember everything. It'd be good practice for us. We're going to create a separate HTML file.
Slaying the turtle.
So let's create a new HTML file. Let's name this file lyrics. This declaration dot HTML. That's a declaration that this document is an HTML5 document.
Naglalag po kung
This will be the title. Copy the name of your song. Place it within this pair of tags. That's the title. Add song by the name of the band or artist. I'll use H3 header tags. That's slightly smaller than H1.
Initiate retreat.
line break.
私が好きなのはイケメンだけよ。
One last thing I'm going to do within the free tag, I'm going to put one line between some of these verses. There we go. That's pretty cool. I think we have the hang of basic HTML now. If you're enjoying this series so far, please be sure to support me by smashing that like button, leave a random comment down below, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Hey everybody, in today's topic I'm going to show you how we can create hyperlinks. A hyperlink is a digital reference to data that a user can follow by clicking or tapping a button or a link. To create a hyperlink, we will need a pair of A tags. A means pointer. Then we'll sandwich some text between these pointers. Let's have quick meet. What we'll need within the opening A tag is an attribute. It's typically a name-value pair that modifies the behavior of an element. href means hypertext reference. To reference something. Within this approach, you can list a web page or a file to link to. Let's begin by linking an external website like Google. Let's paste the URL within the href attribute. Save. Then when I click on this button, it takes me to Google. Or some other website of your choosing, based on what's within the set of quotes. There are more attributes you can add as well. They're optional. Another is target. Target equals, if you press enter, this link will open this URL in either a new tab or in the window depending on the Google has opened another attribute is title. The title attribute displays additional information about the element as a toolkit. When I hover over this link, we have a tooltip that states, go to Google. That's an additional option too. This URL is an absolute URL. You can also list a relative URL. So based on the last video, we have an HTML file of song lyrics. Within our index file, we will link to our lyrics file. So let's create another hyperlink. We'll need a pair of A tags, meaning we'll need some text. Song, lyrics is good. Then we'll need an href attribute. Href equals, these two files are right next to each other. For a relative file path, all we need is the file name. Lyrics.html. Line break real quick. meaning line break. Then when I click on this link, it takes me to my other HTML file. You could add these additional attributes if you would like. One last we'll need a pair of tags.
Our turret is under attack.
The text will be email me. A href attribute will be set to mail to : then an email address. I'll make up one. Test at fake dot. Email to this email address. However, I'm not signed in, so this is as far as it'll take me currently. Okay, let's go to our lyrics HTML file. Open with live server. Let me zoom out. Based on the last project, you should have a web page with some song lyrics that you like. Let's do that after the artist. That would be right here, but before the horizontal rule. We'll create a pair of A tags. I'll add some text. Original. That URL. The URL for a YouTube video. So when I click on the link, it now takes me to the hyperlink. It's a digital reference to data that users follow by clicking or tapping or link. And those are hyperlinks in HTML.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Add an image to a web page. Well, you'll need an image to work with. I have a picture of a dog. I'll add that to
Our
my
turret is under attack.
Next to my index file, I have a picture of a dog. To add an image, we'll use a self-closing
Ally
image
has been
and
slain.
set the source equal to be
Request backup. Slain.
mine is dog.
You have slain an enemy.
Now, this picture is fairly large. You can change the dimensions if
Ang
you
lag kasi.
Our turret is under attack.
Oh, ba? Tikid.
Now, this is done automatically. However, you
Our
could
turret
change
has
that
been
if you wanted.
destroyed.
If I need this image to be a perfect square, I will also set the width to
Oh,
be
ba?
100.
Tikid ang lag.
アリスには悪魔だけじゃなく私のような可愛い子もいるのよ。
Sure, you may need to change the height and or width.
目を
I'll
大
set
き
the
く
height
するのはどう思う？
and keep the width the same. It'll adjust automatically. Now, for some reason the image isn't displaying, let's say that I get the file. I'll say that this is
Our turret has been
well,
destroyed.
it won't display. And alternative text with the alt attribute. The alternative text, you can say anything. This is a picture of a dog. This image doesn't display. You at least display the alternative
Your
text.
team destroyed a
The part
turret.
about the alt attribute is that if somebody is visually impaired and they're using a screen reader, the screen reader
Ally has been slain.
just to test my screen reader, I'm going to add some text before and after the text. Let's add a new text. This is a new dog. Then I'll add some text.
Launch attack.
Okay. What?
Our turret is under attack. You have slain an enemy. Launch attack. Enemy slain. Your team destroyed a turret. Slain more.
Kakasilaw yung araw, putang ina.
I'll find
Lalag pa ako.
for dog.
Putang ina, ba't ako may libro?
This URL, and I will set the href attribute to be this URL.
Putang ina, may libro yung ano, yung build.
Me to the Wikipedia page for dogs.
Naka ano na eh.
So yeah, you can turn an image into a hyperlink. Another cool thing you can do too is that you can include GIFs in your webpage. This is my GIF that I'll include.
Gaga
And then
to.
in my website folder,
Our turret
I'll include a self-closing image tag that the source equal to be the name of my image. Then be sure to get the file extension right. This is a GIF. I'll set the height attribute to be maybe 200 as well. Height equals 200. Then I'll add some alternative text. Alt attribute will be smiling dog GIF. Now with a website, you may have all of your images within a separate folder, like this. I'll go to New, Folder. I'll create a folder named Images. Then I will move my images to the Images folder. So my images are no longer being displayed. We have our alternative text. Smiling dog. With your source attribute, we're using a relative file tab. We need to navigate to the images folder and find the appropriate image files. I'm going to precede these images with the name of the folder. They are found within the images folder.
Putang ina. Napasok na ako.
You may also need another forward slash. For me, either works. Let's move on to an exercise. In the last few videos, we were working on a web page for song lyrics. Let's include some
Naglalag kasi.
For my song,
Putang inang yan.
I have a picture of
Mat
the original album art
mababa
and
yung
the
ping.
song
Green
cover.
ping ako, pero naglalag.
I will move that to my website folder. Then I will move it to the images folder. Within my website folder, I need a self-closing image tag set source equal to be. We need to navigate to the images folder. I will list that first. Images slash the name of the file. be its album cover dot JPEG. Then I'll set the height equal to 200. I'll add some alternative text. Alt equals album art cover. Then a line break. Maybe 2. Then I'll turn this into a hyperlink as well. I will surround our image with a pair of A tags. I will set the href attribute to be the original YouTube video where you can find this song. So href equals the YouTube video that I linked before. So this should take me to YouTube. There we are. Alright everybody, well, that's how to include an image on a web page using HTML. Hey, how's it going everybody? In today's video, I'm going to show you how we can include audio in a web page using HTML. You'll need some audio files to work with. One place you can download some MP3 files is the YouTube audio library. Find some songs that you like, and then you can download them. Let's download 3 for this lesson. Once you have your 3 songs, let's move them to our website folder. Alright, we are ready to begin. So to include some audio, we need a pair of audio tags. Then between the audio tags, let's include a source element. With the source element, there is a source attribute. We will set the source attribute to equal the MP3 file or other audio file. So let me copy the name. So we get the file extension. And then I will paste that file name. Nothing appears to happen because we don't have any controls. And the song doesn't play right away too. So to add some controls within the opening audio tag, type controls. And that's it. So we can now play our song. Blinded, set the playback speed, whatever. You can set the audio file to autoplay, but people find that annoying. So we should probably not do that. If we do want our song to autoplay, we should at least mute it using the muted attribute. So our song is playing, but it's muted until we unmute it. We can even have our song loop by using the loop attribute. So let me play this, turn up the volume a little bit, fast forward to near the end, and let's see if it loops. And it does. Cool. Now in case your web browser doesn't support a certain audio type, you can add fallbacks. So let's say that we also have a WAV version of our audio file. I can include that as a fallback right underneath. But we should also specify the type, just to let the web browser know that this is an MP3 file and that this is a WAV file. I'll include the type attribute. I will type audio/MPEG. I will also let the web browser know that this is a WAV file. Audio/WAV. So just in case our web browser doesn't support MP3 files, I'm pretty sure that they all do nowadays, we will revert to our WAV file if we have a backup of the same audio file in WAV format. Let's include our 2 other audio
Gaga talaga to, no?
So again, we need a pair of audio tags. Within the pair of audio tags, we will need a source tag, a source element. That will set the source to equal the name of an audio file. So let's copy the name of our second audio file, including the extension. Add some controls. And there's our second song. Let me pause the first one. Let's add the last one. So here's the name of my last song. Be sure to get the file extension. We have our controls. And here's my third song. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Hey, for fun, let's add the name of each of these songs right before the controls. I'll use a pair of paragraph tags. And sandwich the name between the paragraph
5
tags.
seconds till the
That's the
enemy
name of
reaches
my
the
first
battle.
song.
Smash
Do
them.
this again with the second song
All troops deployed.
The fuck?
and the third. So here are my 3 songs. Just to make everything a little more organized, I'm going to create a music folder within my website folder to hold all of my audio files. I will create a new folder. I will name
Kita nyo
this
ba
music.
naglalag?
I'll place all of my audio files within the music folder. So we no longer know where the location of those audio files are because we're using a relative file path. I'm going to set the source attribute to be music / the name of the file. We can locate those files now. And our third song. That's how to include audio files in a web page using HTML. Hey, if you're enjoying the series, let me know by smashing that like button, leave a rating comment down below, and if you'd like to become a fellow bro. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how we can include a video in a web page using HTML. Alright, let's get started, everybody. In this example, you'll need a video file of one of a few formats. You can use either MP4 file, .mp, or Orbis OGG. I just so happen to have an MP4 file of me playing this Zelda game, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This is just some sample footage. Once you have the video file, you're going to take it and place it right next to your index file within your website folder. To include a video, you'll need a video tags. Within the opening video tags, we can set a source attribute to be either the relative file path or the absolute file path. These 2 files are right next to each other. I only need the file name.
Gather up the
My file
turtles.
is zelda.mp4. And there's my video, but it's humongous. You can change the height and or the width.
Gather up the turtles.
The width should be 500 pixels, that would be the size. The height will adjust accordingly, or vice versa. If I were to change the height to be 500, then the width is going to adjust accordingly. Well, let's keep it as 500. Here's our video, and it's going to play. Setting the with the close attribute.
An ally
Now we
has
can play
slain
the
the
video. To have this video autoplay in the first mode,
slain.
you can set the autoplay property. It should play automatically. But if it is set to autoplay, you should at least mute it, because people can find it annoying, especially if this video is live. Let's add the muted attribute. So now it autoplays, and it's muted. To have this video loop when it's done, you fast forward to the end. I can add the loop attribute. Now it should loop when it reaches the end. Right about here.
私が好きなのはイケメンだけよ。
Yeah, and it's back to the beginning again. Just in case somebody's web browser doesn't support this video file, you can have backups.
Slain.
I also happen to have a WebM version of the same video. I'll place it within our website folder. Then within the video tags, we will add a source element. Take our source attribute, cut it, then paste it within the source element.
私のファンクラブに入るチ
You
ャ
can
ンス
keep
を
all
あ
the
げる。
attributes within the opening video tag. You should also tell the web browser what type of video file this is. Video/MP4. Now to include a backup, we just need to use the source element again. As a backup, in case a web browser can't play my MP4 file, we'll
アリ
instead
スに
use
は悪魔だけじゃ
the
な
WebM
く、
version.
渡辺のような可愛い子もいるのよ。
The type
Putang
is
ina, naglag.
WebM. Alright, so let me delete the MP4 version to test it. Let's save it. Now my WebM version is playing. You can't really tell the difference. You also have the capability of turning this video into a hyperlink. I will surround my video element with a pair of link tags.
Understood. Request backup. Okay.
Then I will set the href attribute to URL. I'll set it to be the Wikipedia page for Zelda. Feel free to pick any page that you're choosing. Now when I click on this video, it should bring me to the Zelda Wikipedia page. To open this link, I get it, link, because it's Legend of Zelda. Anyways, to open this link in a new tab, I will set the target attribute to be _
Fuck,
blank.
inang araw
Then
yan.
it should open a new tab, which it does.
Sa
Alright
ulo.
everybody, so that's how to include a video in your webpage using HTML. Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how we can create a favicon for your webpage. To create a favicon, you'll need an image to work with. Here's mine. I would recommend an image that's at least 96 by 96 pixels in width and height. Once you have your image, we'll save the image to our website folder. I'll right click, save image as, find my website folder. Let's rename this image favicon. For a favicon, most modern web browsers accept ICO, PNG, GIF, JPEG, and SVG image files. So let's save our image. My image is now within my website folder. If you do need to make any graphical changes to your image, you can always use a program like Paint. This is a built-in program with most Windows operating systems. I'm pretty sure Mac and Linux have something like it too. If I do need to change the dimensions on my image, I can open it. Let's find that image. It's within my website folder. And here it is. If you do need to change the size of your image, you can go to resize. You can either resize or skew your image. My image is at least 96 pixels. It's 176 for both the width and the height. Then you'll want to save your image that website folder. Once you have your image, you're going to create a link tag. The link is self-closing. The link tag specifies the relationship between this document and an external source. The relationship attribute will be icon. Because, well, we're adding an icon to our webpage. The type will equal image / the type of your file. So I have a JPEG, I'll list JPG. Then we need an href attribute. That will be the relative file location. My image is within my website folder. I just have to list the file name. favicon.jpg. Let's take a look, refresh everything. And here's my favicon. Typically with a webpage, I like to place all of my images within one folder. Within my website folder, I'll create a new folder named Images, and I'll place my favicon within my images folder. So we no longer can locate that favicon. I need to change the relative file path of the favicon, because it's now within a separate folder. Preceding the name of my file, I will list the folder that it's in. Images/favicon. And there it is again. Alright everybody, that's how to create a favicon for your webpage using HTML. Hey everybody, today I will explain text formatting in HTML. Text formatting gives text special emphasis. You can create bold text, italic text, underlined text, so on and so forth. Let's begin. Let's create a pair of paragraph tags. And between this first set of paragraph tags, let's type, "This is normal text." Let's copy this line of markup and then paste it like 10 times. Okay, I lost count. Whatever text you would like to add emphasis to, you surround that with a pair of tags. But there's different pairs of tags that have different effects. For a bold effect, we use a pair of B tags. Let's surround normal in the second line with B. Then change normal to the word bold. This is bold text. I is for italic. So let's surround the next line with I. This is italic text. Then underlined is U. text.
Ally has slain
Deleted
Lord.
text. We would type DEL. This is deleted text. Big DIG. This is big text. So this text is a little bit bigger than the other text surrounding it. Then there's small. This is small text. Subscript. Type sub. This is sub.
Ang hirap
Subscript text
kasi
is
naglalag.
smaller and it's just underneath the other text surrounding it. Then there's superscript. Type SUP like you're saying sup. Sup. This is superscript text. Then you have monospace, which is TT. This is monospace text. Oops, I forgot to close it. This is a good example of why you should add closing tags, because the markup will cascade through the rest of your document. So be sure to close any open tags. Alright, then the last one is mark. Mark creates a highlight effect. Kind of like you're taking a highlighter and highlighting some text. You can use CSS to change the color too. I haven't really discussed CSS yet, but to add a little bit of inline CSS within the opening mark tag, take the style attribute, set that equal to, take the background dash color, colon, then we can pick a color. How about light green? I think that would look good. And our highlighter type is now light green. Or pick some other color if you're choosing. We'll discuss colors more when we reach CSS. Alright everybody, so that is text formatting. Text formatting gives text special emphasis. We can create text that is bold, italic, underlined, deleted, big, small, subscript, superscript, monospace, and highlight text. And well, that is text formatting in HTML. Hey, how's it going everybody? Today I need to explain the span and div tags in HTML. The span tag is an inline container to group elements for styling purposes. The div tag is very similar, except it's a blocked container to group elements for styling purposes. Here's an example. Let's create two H1 titles. This is a title. Then close it. The second line will be this is a div title. I'm going to close my first sentence with a pair of span tags. So we need an opening span tag and a closing span tag. Alright, with this type of span tag, we are enclosing this text within a container. It's an inline container. We can apply some CSS styling to the sentence, whatever is sandwiched between the pair of span tags. Let's change the background color of the title. I will set the style attribute to equal background dash color, then pick a color. How about red? Then semicolon. There, so the background of my title is red. So you know what, that red is a little bright. Let's do tomato. I think that's a better color. Whatever is enclosed with a pair of span tags, we can apply some inline CSS styling to. Now with div, this creates a block level container. So I will surround this sentence with a pair of div meaning division. Let's apply that same styling. I'll copy my style attribute, paste it. Let's change the color to blue. Alright, here we are. This is paragraph tags. This is a span sentence. Then close it. Let's copy this paragraph, paste it again, then change the second sentence to div. Alright, let's enclose our first sentence with a pair of span tags. Alright, I will set the style to be red. Well, tomato color technically.
Wala lang, pinapawala ko lang. Maglalag kasi ako eh.
The text.
Ang hirap mag-Selena. Alam na ibang hirap dito. Selena lang. Kaya ko gamitin.
Change span to div. Then the color. How about cyan? And then we need to close the div tag. There we are. Alright, now let's create two large paragraphs. We need a pair of paragraph tags. In VS Code, to generate some sample text, you can type lorem, then tab. So I will copy this line, paste it again. Let's say after the first sentence, I would like to add a background color. So right here, I will add a span tag, an opening span tag. Then where would I like to close it? Let's do so before the closing paragraph tag. Then I will change the background color.
Please ban a hero.
Alright, we have highlighted the second sentence. Let's do this with div tags now. With our next paragraph, let's create an opening div tag.
Gamon nga tayo.
Then we'll need to close it somewhere.
Your team is
Close it
picking.
for the closing paragraph tag. And then I will change the background color. Within the opening div tag, I will set the background color to be cyan. What I've done is created a block level element for the second sentence within our paragraph. Basically speaking, we can use the span and div tags to group together HTML for styling purposes. Span is an
Ay
inline
putang
container.
ano yung amon.
Is a
Sabi ko
function
nag-aamon ako eh.
We'll be using these more when we reach CSS.
Gago.
Span and div tags in
Gago ka
HTML.
talaga.
Hey everybody, today I'm going to explain how we can create different lists in HTML. There's 3 different types of lists that we'll discuss today. Unordered, ordered, and description lists. For an unordered list, think of maybe a grocery list. The order of items doesn't matter. To create an unordered list, you need a pair of UL tags. UL meaning unordered list. Then between the pair of UL tags, you need
Ay,
list
yun lang pala
items.
pag-underline.
LI means a list item. So we have a little bullet point. Let's create a grocery shopping list. Maybe we need to buy milk. Let's create another list item. We need another pair of list item tags. Let's buy eggs. What else can we buy? Milk, eggs, bread. And what about coffee? There we are. Here's our unordered list. Each list item is bulleted. Hey, let's add a title to this list. Preceding the pair of UL tags, let's use maybe an H4 header tag. Let's say groceries. Here are the groceries I want to buy. The order doesn't matter, so we're using an unordered list. Now you can create nested lists too. Let's change coffee to coffee supplies. Then after this list item, we'll create another unordered list. Then we need more list items. So for coffee supplies, of course, we would need coffee, or maybe coffee beans. Now we have a hollow bullet point. Maybe you need some creamer for your coffee, and or sugar. So that's how to create a nested list within a list. Within your list, you can create another list. Now let's go over ordered lists. To create an ordered list, you need a pair of OL tags, meaning ordered list. Then you need some list items. What about a to-do list? So we need a list item. So number 1, that's first in our list. We need to eat breakfast. I'm gonna add a title too. So let's use a pair of H4 header tags. This will be my to-do list. 1, we need to eat breakfast. 2, go to school or go to class.
5
that's number
seconds
2.
till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them.
Number 3,
All troops
you have
deployed.
to walk the guard.
Sana hindi mag-vlog.
Then 4, maybe you have to go to work. Alright, that is an ordered list. Use a pair of OL tags. And lastly, we have description list. This one's a little more tricky. A description list is made of key value pairs. You have a term
Ito ko,
and a
tama.
definition. To create a description list, you need a pair of DL tags, meaning description list. We need some terms. To create a term, you type DT. So I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Let's create some definitions for some mythological creatures, like a dragon. So that's my term. Let's create a few other terms. Dragon,
Nakalimutan ko na naman.
Phoenix, Vampire, and Werewolf. So these are the terms. Underneath each term, we can add a definition. We'll need a pair of DD tags. For description definition, I'm going to Google each of these creatures and then just paste the definition that I find. So for dragon, I'm just going to copy this definition, then paste it within the DD tag. Here's my term.
Gago
Here's my
pa.
definition of that term. Dragon, a mythical monster resembling a giant reptile, sometimes shown as having wings. Let's do this with our other definition terms as well. Next we have Phoenix.
Hotel.
Phoenix definition.
Lalag kasi.
Immortal bird
Kitang kita,
associated
diba?
with Greek mythology.
Ayun, sumama.
Need a pair of DD tags. Add your definition, then close it. Here's my second description definition. Then we need vampire and werewolf.
Understood.
Vampire creature definition.
Gather at the turtle.
Copy this. Create
Okay.
another pair of DD tags. Then paste that definition. Here's the
Gather at the
definition for
turtle.
vampire. Then lastly, werewolf.
Bolt is not ready.
Werewolf creature definition.
Lalag ako, putang ina yan.
Animal that can take shape into a wolf. So DD, close it, add that definition.
An ally is slain.
There's our definition for werewolf. So that's a description list. In a way, it's made of key value pairs. You have a term, which is represented with description term, then a description with DD, description definition. I forgot to add a title to this list. Let's do that. Header tags. Let's make the title Mythical Creatures. Not bad. Let's add a background color because, well, we can. I'll add a background color to the opening TL tag.
Ayan. Putang ina, patay ka.
3. I haven't
Ang
discussed
taas ng
borders
ping
yet,
ko,
but I have
pak.
border. You can type border, colon, then a size, maybe 2 pixels. Then there's different borders, but let's go solid for now. Here's a border around my list. Alright everybody, so that's how you create different lists in HTML. We have unordered lists, ordered lists, and description lists. You can style your lists as well, but we haven't really discussed much CSS yet. But yeah, those are different lists in HTML.
Ay, gago.
Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how we can create a table using HTML. Let's create a table of stores
Mandal naman
for
yung
traditional
ano.
business. I'll create
Pwede
the
man
title
yan.
using H3 header tags. The title will be store hours. What are the hours of operation for our store? To create a table, we need a pair of table tags.
Tite.
For the first row, we need a pair of TR tags, meaning table row.
Putang ina mo, naglalag
So
ako.
the first row is going to be filled with table headers. How many columns do we have? Well, if we have a table of 4 hours,
Full ka.
there's 7 days in a week. We will need 7 pairs.
Patay ako.
So let's copy and paste these tags 6 additional times for a total of 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The header will be Sunday. We have Sunday. Then Monday.
Putang ina. Matay.
Tuesday,
Gago.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Patay sa alpha.
Saturday. So here's my first row. The first row is your table headers. Add one header for each column in your table.
Tangina na, si short lag. Lag kasi.
For another row, we need another pair of PR tags in table row. So for my second row, I'll include the data. We need the key tags. So we'll
な
need
ぜ
a
か
total of
月
7.
を見ていると懐かしい気持ちになるの。
On Sunday, our fictional store is going to be closed. We'll type closed. As we can see that this data is underneath this header for the second row. Monday, the hours will be 9 to 5. Let's apply that to the other days besides Saturday.
Fucking lag shit.
Monday through Friday, the store is open
Ay,
between 9
gago ka.
to 5.
Lag
Saturday will be
ka.
reduced hours, 10 to 2. Alright, not too bad. To align the table data, what you're going to do is within the table row, take the align attribute, set this to center. Or otherwise, if you would like to right justify it, you would type right. But let's stick with center.
Hindi tumakbo.
Let's align the first row as well. We can also add a border. Within the opening table tag, set border equals 0. Set for no border. Then increase the number depending on the thickness that you want. So 1 will give us 4 that is this thick, 2, and 3. Let's stick with 1.
Nandiyan ka muna.
These table cells aren't exactly the same size. The word Wednesday has a lot of characters. Within each of these header tags, I will set the width. It could be maybe 100. This column is a little bit larger. Let's copy the width and make each header have a width of 100.
Ito yan. Wala akong
Okay,
assist.
this table is all uniform
Putang
now.
ina, lag kasi.
But if you were to shrink this window, the cells would be compressed.
Ang delay oh. Kitang-kita ang delay.
Let's begin with the table. I will set
Ang tagal kumawala ng paana ako.
Let's set the background dash color to be black. The whole table is black now, so let's change the color for the header.
Vision lang kaya ko bigay. Putang inang yan.
Let's
Ang
use
hirap.
have a color of light blue.
Wala talaga akong ma-assist eh, no? Wala nang gali sa akin. Ang ina talaga lumulusot eh.
Hello again, everybody. Today I'm going to show you how we can create a button using HTML and a little CSS. To create a button, we need a pair of button tags. And here's our button. It's really small. Let's add a button tag. Like click me. So here's our button, but it's fairly small. You can change the size of this button by changing the font size.
Ay ko!
And set the font size property to a larger font size. So font size 25 pixels is good.
Thank you.
The size of our button will adjust accordingly. Let's change the background color.
Tangina, ang lag, ang delay oh.
Let's change the background color to be gray. So that's how to change the background color.
アリスには悪魔だけじゃなく
Type
私の
color.
ような可愛い子もいるのよ。
Like light blue. Use 10 round the borders by setting a border radius. So that's another CSS property. Border radius.
Ally has slain Lord.
Let's begin with 5. That will round to Let's try 25. That's not too bad. So this button currently doesn't do anything. What I'm going to do is put this button into a hyperlink. When we click on the button, it will take us to maybe Google.
Launch attack.
We need to surround our button with a pair of keyboards.
Parang lag.
Like Google. So when I click on the button, it takes me to Google. Or if we have another HTML file, which is okay too. I'll create a new HTML file named
Sabi mo, mamatay ako dun eh.
HTML.
Parang shit. So lag.
With the title of this is page number 2. I'll set the express attribute
Patay ka, Granger. Buhay.
Down.
When I click on the button, it brings me to my second page. I haven't discussed JavaScript yet, but we can have a button that executes some JavaScript code. This part of the lesson is outside the scope of what I would normally teach at this point in time, but if you're interested, here's a little bit of JavaScript. Again, it's not necessary to learn this at this level. If you would like to execute some JavaScript code using a button, you need a pair of script tags.
Ay, yung bait. Nice.
Within this pair of script tags, I'm going to define a function. Function, you can come up with some function names. This function will do something. Then you need a set of parentheses and a set of curly braces. Buttons have an on-click attribute. We can have the button do something if it's interacted with. The on-click attribute is going to be my function. Do something. When we click on the button, what do we want to do? I'll change some text on the screen. Or will we control the text to work with? I'll create a pair of paragraph tags.
Patay. Nag-burn.
Within our JavaScript function, we'll change the text of whatever we're creating. There's an ID attribute. I'll name this text AB. So when we click on this function, I would like to change the text of my greeting.
Lag.
Within the function, we can do that with document.get element by ID. Within the set of parentheses, the ID is greeting. Follow this with dot inner HTML. Then we can set this equal to some new value. Let's set the new value to be goodbye. Now, when I click on the button, it changes our text. So that's a button, everybody. You need a pair of button tags. You can apply some CSS styling. I haven't really discussed CSS yet, so we did inline CSS. But if you have these many properties, I would recommend a style sheet, which we'll cover later. To make your button bigger, you can change the font size. You could have your button bring you to another HTML page, or even execute some JavaScript code. And well, everybody, that's how to create a button using HTML. Hello again, friends. Today I'm going to explain how we can create a form using HTML. To create a form, we'll need a pair of form tags. The opening form tag has a few attributes we need to fill in. First is an action attribute. After submitting our form, to what location do we want to send our form to? Form submission is done with a back-end language such as PHP. You might see a file name such as index.php or action page or something of that nature within your action attribute. We're not actually going to do a form submission, but just be aware that the action attribute sends data to this location, to this file. The file listed really can be anything, but that's outside the scope of this lesson. You'll also see a method. The method attribute specifies if this is a GET request or a POST request. POST is used for confidential information, such as username and password. GET is for insensitive data, basically. Again, this is outside the scope of HTML at this point in time. If we have a form and we're sending sensitive data, we should use POST. Now let's put some elements in our form. The first thing we'll create is a text box. We need a self-closing input.
Ay, gago ka. Oh, patay din yun. Ay, gago. May shield. Fucking shit.
There's other different types like passwords, emails, telephone numbers. We'll cover that pretty soon. We have a text box, but if a user sees this text box, they probably don't know what they can enter in. Let's add a label to the text box.
Ay, napakalag.
By input tag, I will create a pair of label tags. What we want are
Ang lag naman, agong-agon, napakalag.
We're telling the user, hey, we want you to enter in your username. If somebody is using a screen reader, if they're visually impaired, we should add a for attribute. What is this for? Well, this is for my username. Another benefit of adding the for attribute
Ano nyo, iglo, syempre.
click on the label, your cursor will move to the text box. But we need a matching ID attribute with the input tag. So the ID is going to be the same as the for attribute. Then when I click on the label, our cursor moves to the text box. There are a few other attributes that might be interested in as well. But before we get to that, we should create a submit button to submit our data. At the end of our form, we'll create an input tag. The type will be submit. It's a submit button. But it currently doesn't do anything. We're not using a different language to submit form attributes. There are some useful attributes for text boxes. Within the input elements for our text box, let's add the required attribute. In order to submit this form, we need to type in a password. Type this in the blank. Submit. We have this little prompt. Please fill out this field. I can submit this form, so I type it in. Then I can submit it. Minimum and maximum length. That's another attribute. Min length equals the minimum length for a username is.
Tapos na, magla-load ka pa.
Let's type in just 3 or some other number below 6. Submit. Please lengthen this text to 6 characters or more.
Victory!
I'll come up with a different username, then submit, and that appears to work. You also have the capability of setting a maximum length with the max length attribute. Let's make the
Lalag
max
kasi ako.
length 15 characters.
Kaya ganyan.
So let's type in a username. I'll add a bunch of characters afterwards. So I can't type in any more than 15 characters. There's a maximum. To reset your form, there's a reset button. Let's copy this input tag, paste it, then change type to reset. So here's my reset button. I'll type in a